Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Suratu-L-Qoriah English translation. Now, first, this chapter is among those chapters that were revealed to the Prophet in Mecca, and it contains just 11 verses. So it's among those the chapters with limited verses, like short verses that are not much. Now, the incident that lead to the revelation of Suratu-L-Qoriah. I mean, scholars do not have any reason attached to the revelation of Suratu-L-Qoriah. That is, they have no any incident that leads to the revelation of Suratu-L-Qoriah. That is, no sababun nuzul for it. But to some other scholars, they believe that the previous chapter before this, which is Suratu-L-Adiyat. So Suratu-L-Adiyat began some set of statements about the day of judgment, that is the last day. So then this Suratu-L-Qoriah is a continuation of that, of what Suratu-L-Adiyat has started. That's their own belief. But notwithstanding, nevertheless, everything here is to teach us about the last day, to make us believe that the last day is real, that Al-Qiyamah is real. So we should never neglect it. So in whatever we do, we should always remember that we are going somewhere. We should always remember that we will die. And the event of that last day is very, very scary, and is very, very dangerous and powerful. Is disastrous and calamitous. So we have to look at this. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Allah says, Al-Qari'ah, the striking calamity. The striking calamity. First, in Arabic language, the word Qari'ah comes from the verb Qara'a. Qara'a is to knock. So when you knock your door, you say Qara'a al-bab, it knocks the door. It knocked the door. So the word Qari'a means to knock. But this kind of knocking is a dangerous one, deadly one. So not simple knocking of door. Though we can use this word for the simple knocking of doors, but we also use it for powerful things too. That's why in Arabic, anytime somebody experience a very great calamity, they can say that qara'atihul qari'ah, like a striking problem attacked him. So somebody that is experiencing a very great problem, they can use this word for the person. So then Allah now says the striking calamity. Mal qari'ah. What is the striking calamity? So you see, this is another repetition of the first word. Now, when repetition occurs like this in Arabic language, even in our own normal language too, we always use it to emphasize what we are saying. Like if you call upon your friend, say, Habib, Habib, Habib. How many times did I call you? So you will now say 3 times. Now you are trying to emphasize something that he should listen to you. So Allah is trying to let us know how scary this day is. So we have to try as much as possible to prepare with our maximum effort so that we can be among the people that will be safe in that day. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْقَارِعَةُ. This is another repetition again. Allah asked the Prophet, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ, and what will make you know مَا الْقَارِعَةُ, what the striking calamity is? What will make you know? This kind of question is rhetorical question that we don't really need answers for. So, with the combination of these three first verses, you can see that this is another tekrar, repetition again, making us know that day is very wonderful. Then Allah continues and says, يَوْمَ يَكُونُ النَّاسُ كَالْفَرَاشِ الْمَبَثُوثِ. He said, this striking calamity that we are talking about is the day of judgment. There is a particular statement that is not included here. It's not, this is how Allah has revealed it. But to people that learn tafsir very well, you know that there are some words that we call jawabul jumla. All of this, jawabul su'al. There is, Allah has already indirectly he has brought the answer to this particular question by himself. Then this next verse is to expatiate more on the answer provided previously that is not included here. So Allah has answered that what the striking calamity is the day of judgment, and is the last day. Then furthermore, he said, Yawma yakunu nasu. That day is the day that people will be kal farosh al mabsus, like they will be like spread dispersed moth. What do you mean by moth? Like insects that are dispersed, that are spread out, that spreads out, insect that spread out in a particular field or at a particular part of the atmosphere. When you see butterflies flying or in the atmosphere, like in a particular region of the atmosphere, when you see them flying over the atmosphere, you can see that they fly in with no specific direction. They will just be moving about randomly. So this is how people will be that day. They will be moving about due to this event, due to the wonderful things that is going on, due to the calamity that is striking them, due to what they are experiencing. People will be running helter-skelter. They'll be going back and forth, nowhere to go, nobody to save them. So they will be like dispersed moth or butterflies. What before I proceed, al-farosh with fatha is insect or butterflies that are flying. But al-firosh with kesra, that one does not mean insect too. That one is mat, like prayer mat. That's what we call like prayer mat. Ite, that's what the Yoruba call ite. Now, وَتَكُونُ الْجِبَالِ كَالْعِهْنِ الْمَنْفُوشِ. تَكُونُ الْجِبَالِ. Then, mountains, hills, highlands, big mountains, rocks, they will also become like al-ihn al-manfush. They'll be like wool that are dispersed also, that are spread out, that are flopped up. They'll be like wood. Like, you know, what do we mean by this ihn? Asuf. That's the fur that we always peel off our animals, like a ram, for instance, all those animals that have fur. Like human being, we have hair in our own body, but animals, they have fur in their own body. Fur. Let me write it here. This is fur. This is not showing well. Don't worry. You understand what I mean by fur? F-U-R, fur. So they will be like fur that is spread out. فَأَمَّا مَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ. Then anyone among these people that his scale is heavy. What do we mean by scale? That's where Allah stores our good, like your good deed and your bad deed. If your good deed is heavier than the bad deed, so that's فَأَمَّا مَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ. Whoever that has heavy scale, not heavy with bad deed. So when the scale is heavy with good deed, righteous deed, pious deed, فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ. Such person will be in pleasant enjoyment. You'll be in pleasant life. That is, your reward is that Allah will reward you with pleasant blessing, pleasant life. وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُهُ. And whoever whose scale is light. Whoever that is scale is light. That is, whenever your good deed is less than the bad deed, your own scale is heavy with bad deed. So that person, فَأُمُّهُ هَاوِيَةٌ, is refuge, that is where he's going to return to, is abyss. What do you mean by Hawiya? Hawiya means abyss, like a somewhere that is dug down like a well, like well. So like one cave that is very deep. That's where Allah will keep them. And inside that cave, inside that well, there is burning fire inside it. Fire is burning inside here. May Allah save us from it. And then Allah says, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا هِيَ. What will make you know what this Hawiya is? What can make you know it? Then Allah now says, نَارٌ حَامِيَةٌ. That is fire that is hot intensely. That's the meaning of Hawiya. Fire that is hot intensely, such that the people that are stored there, they will burn severely, drastically. So may the Almighty Allah save us from such abode. Allahumma Ameen. That should not be our destination, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum.